Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase pricing and availability questions concerning this watch. And I want to emphasize that this is something special. It's rare that I open with a movement side thumbnail, but the watch you see here was worth it. Launched in 2010, it's an homage to the reference 6099 of 1955. That model was launched expressly to celebrate 2 centuries of Vacheron Constantin. Then, as now, one of the oldest continuously operating Swiss watchmakers, and while in theory Blancpain was still giving it a run for its money in 1955, today Vacheron remains the oldest Swiss watchmaker that was never defunct, never discontinued, never saw a break in production, and at over a quarter millennium, Vacheron has proved its staying power, and this design, dating back to 1955, has done the same. Now, of course, this is part of the Historiques collection, so you're looking at the ultrafine 1955, a watch that is an homage to that 6099 reference, which incredibly I've also reviewed on this channel. But the one right here is a more modern watch, 36 millimeters in diameter. Here you could see in rose gold. It measures an astonishing 4.1 millimeters thick, and from lug tip to lug tip, 42.3 millimeters, with a spacing between the lugs of 18 millimeters. So, of course, this watch was launched in 2010 to celebrate a model that came out in 1955, but it wears more like a modern watch in the sense that it doesn't look like a toy on the wrist. The original one is almost too small for modern tastes, and while those have their fans, this is going to please a broader swath of modern watch collectors. Now you can see on my 16 centimeter circumference wrist, even pulling the strap quite tight, this fits beautifully. A man can wear this, a woman can wear this, wrists as small as 13 centimeters circumference, and if your cuff can't clear this watch, you need to loosen up, figuratively and literally. The watch is super thin, and you can see the strap, which is bonded rather than stitched, is likewise. We have large, rectangular, symmetrical scale alligator leather, one of the rarest and most expensive cuts of the beast, gloss black, and then you can see a folded edge, and it's bonded to calfskin on the bottom, so there's no stitching, keeping it super slim and clean. No gouging, no crimping, a brand new Vacheron Constantin factory strap. We have here a Vacheron pin buckle with the company's signature Maltese cross motif, and then a case that is freakishly thin. You can see where the lugs join the case here, and then the lugs themselves are fairly simple, curved and then squared off at their ends. We have a bezel that is almost completely flat. We have a Maltese cross on the crown, and you can see that the stem tube assembly seems to have been shrink wrapped around the stem itself. Now on the reverse, you could see that it is constructed like a normal watch. So it's got a conventional case back, but if you look on the top, you'll note that it's a monoblock. The bezel and the mid case are not separable, so everything loads through the back, and you wind up with this wonderful seamless junction of bezel, lug, and case, so there is no separate component to be taken apart. Everything loads through the back. Now the movement here is special. You saw it before, so let's talk about the dial and the case shape first. The dial is very simple. We have here gold hands, and you can see that they're intricately decorated. A silver dial. We have simple indices. You can see that they are not three-dimensional, so it keeps everything flat, in keeping with the theme of the watch. The crystal is almost completely flat. And then we have the Maltese cross up at the top, the symbol of the company. Now, the lug profile is designed to echo the 6099, but if you go check my video of the 6099, you'll find that that watch is actually quite a bit different from this one. So while they are similar, this is not what I would describe as a re-edition or a tribute watch. It is sort of its own thing. It is a unique design. It pays homage to history without being a prisoner of it. Now, on the case back, here we have a movement that was based on the 803 Jaeger LeCoultre Bausch, designed for Audemars Piguet and Vacheron. AP launched its version, the 2003, back in 1953. Vacheron waited for its bicentennial and launched its version, the 1003, in 1955. So what we've got here is one of the thinnest manual wind mechanical movements made in the 20th century. It's only 1.64 millimeters thick. And in spite of that, it has a 5-position adjustment And that means it's been adjusted to the same 5 positions that you would find on a chronometer, so it is designed to be a good timekeeper. Geneva seal on both movement and case, reminding us that post-2012, right about mid-2012 and onward, the Geneva seal has been a standard for the quality, materials, fit and finish of the entire watch, not just the movement. The movement beats away at 2.5 hertz, 18,000 vibrations per hour, 18 joules. This is the 1003/4, so the movement is made of solid gold. The bridges and plates are 18 karat yellow gold, 18 joules, 31-hour power reserve, so you'll have the pleasure of winding it daily. And the finishing is quite distinguished. You could see beveling within all the jewel and screw sinks, beautiful hand-laid anglage on the edge of the bridges. Get a load of the interior angle on that escape wheel cock right there. Screw heads are polished with chamfered slots in circumference. You can see the click and the click spring up at the top are mirror finished. We have a sunburst solarization of the crown wheel core, and then a different type of solarization on the ratchet wheel itself above the barrel. But if you look very carefully, it's not the easiest thing to see. Look where the 2 wheels join. You could see that the teeth have been micro-beveled, incredibly difficult to do. You can also see that the barrel cover has been solarized and that the bridges feature perfectly aligned abrasive wheel Côte de Genève, not the type that gets stamped on, with engine turning on the base plate, and a mirror-polished stud holder and mobile index with KIF shock protection and white gold. Deeply impressive stuff here. A traditional center wheel layout, 30 meters water resistance, so don't take it swimming, but any water resistance on a watch this thin is rather remarkable. Again, 31-hour power reserve, but frankly, who cares? The pleasure of winding this watch, which I will mention winds beautifully, will become a treasured feature of your daily routine. This is Vacheron at its historic best. Reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.